will be able to, yeah, thank you for recording the session, Ranjana. We'll be able to, show the features and all the discussions that we'll be doing. So, like Ranjana said, we are here to understand the main objective of the entire application, how it's going to help you use it. I'm sure you are pretty much used to it. You have been using it for a longer time now, all of you. But there are some points you still feel, okay, oh, maybe this is something which I didn't know earlier. Or maybe you would feel like, I know the app, but I don't know what to do next. Like, how can I use it to make the best to be the best teacher in the world? How can I use Class Saathi so that all the features that are there, I can make the best use of them? I can give all the benefits to the students, right? So there would be multiple questions like this. So in the series, we are going to speak about the similar topics. We are going to understand how Class Saathi is going to improve your complete educational journey, right? So this is our main objective. Okay. And like Ranjana said, if you have any question, you can write it down in the chat box. And guys, I don't want this session to be one-sided. I want it to be engaging. So just how you would like your classroom to talk to you, I would like my teachers to talk to me as well. So make use of the chat box. You can unmute yourself and speak to me whenever it's required. Okay. So I'll just give you like a brief overview of what we are bringing in, what is the objective. The main objective of, just a second, teachers. Sorry about that. Um, yes. So I was telling you about the main objective, right? So the main objective is nothing but to support the teachers with real-time assessment and to boost participation of the students. And how can we do that? How can we support you in real-time assessments? Is by giving you data-driven insight and to help you understand the learning outcome. How that is going to happen, right? So we'll understand that too. So let's begin with the our main hero of the entire solution, that is the clickers. That is the clickers. So everyone knows what clickers are. You are using it in your school and you are taking, the advantage of distributing with among the student and doing all the procedures. But do you really know why this is? Why did we bring the clickers into scenario? How did we thought of this idea that, okay, we need clickers so that we'll be able to do something with it, right? So this happened. Imagine a scenario where, you know, pandemic is there and students are sitting in their homes and there is no way that they have this attention span. They are very lazy right now, and then online classes are happening, right? So during the online classes, the students were so used to turning off their cameras, sitting lazy, no engagement. It's just teachers was talking one way. I'm sure all the teachers who are here right now can empathize on this fact that when you are teaching something and if you don't hear a reciprocal, like students do not answer you, it feels very bad because you are investing a lot of energy. And the same thing used to happen during pandemic as well, because the students had the liberty to be at home. They could actually sleep on their bed and turn on the camera, turn on the mic and just talk to you and attend a class. So they had that advantage, and because of the situation, pandemic happened and everything. So that's why the teachers had to adjust their teaching styles accordingly as the time went on. So right now, the students that we have, these students are, in my language, I call it as the 10-second attention span student, right? So where, because everything happens in a small time, they have a short attention span. So what would be the best way to grab their attention? What would be the best way to make them sit in a place, listen to you, and also understand what you're trying to say? So that is going to happen through clickers. Let me tell you how. So you can, the first I'll tell you, right, how you can use the clickers to get the students' attention. So what I actually envision is we give the clickers to the student as their own identity. So, right, I'm sure when Class Saathi was being implemented in your classrooms, in fact, when I trained, I always mentioned that we distribute the clickers as per the student list or as per the roll numbers, right? So, this is what all of us know. Why do I say this? The reason why we have this number here is we are trying to make sure that this clicker is for the student itself. This is roll number 11. So roll number 11 is going to use clicker number 11 in my classroom. This is my setup. And the reason why we say this, that we are assigning this clicker to a student. Um, yes, Ananya ma'am, do you have, okay, I think that ma'am got unmuted by mistake. Yes, so as I was saying, this clicker is going to help the student to feel that, okay, they have the chance to answer. Now, the overall, like I said, it's going to be the students who just have 10 minutes of attention span. Within that student, we still have those students who are very hesitant, who are very sad, who don't want to raise their hand in their classroom. Maybe it could be like they're super shy, or they don't feel confident enough to speak in front of everyone. There can be multiple factors.
उठा दे रे सरे वस अपना मान ले.
Okay, all right. Ranjana, I think you can, mute the or
Yes, I
yeah,
have been muting people. So it's
yeah.
fine.
Thank you, Ranjan. So this clicker is going to help you make the student feel that they have an answer. They don't have to, uh, you know, come across their comfort level and then raise their hand in front of everyone, even if they're shy. Even the hesitant student has a chance to participate and answer in the class through the clickers. So we know it has 1 to 5 button. For multiple choice of question, it has yes, no button for yes, no, true or false type of question. And the most important button is this help button. So the reason why I told you the entire Ramayana right now was because I wanted to show you this help button, right? So this help button is going to help the student grab your attention. It's as simple as that. What's going to change? It's just grabbing my attention. No, it's going to help you understand where are the places where the student are asking you for help. When this happens, as a teacher, you get an idea which part of the chapter you would like to repeat, which topic you would like to repeat, which are the students who are frequently asking for help. You can identify all those things and ultimately, lead your classroom. This is going to help you get a personalized view on the entire class. So this is like our, the greatest weapon of the solution, which is the clickers. And I'm sure since you have been using it for a longer time, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. You may face multiple issues. So we'll also discuss about those, how you can troubleshoot them. Okay. So before I move forward and share my screen and explain the registration and whatnot, I'd like to pause and ask if there are any questions on this part. Teachers, I could see we have around 33 teachers here. So Ananya ma'am, Archana ma'am, Asha ma'am, Niranjana ma'am, we have so many teachers here. So any questions, any doubt? If everything is fine, if you are okay, use the chat box and say yes. And I'll move forward then. Yes, okay. We could see yeses are coming in. That's the spirit teachers. Okay, I know you won't unmute yourself, but at least use the chat box, okay? Yes. Great. So now let's move forward. So I'll show you the I'll be sharing my screen. Just let me know if my the screen is visible. Okay. I hope you're able to see my screen. Yes. So
Yes.
I'm sure all of you know that when you log in, you enter here, right? So there are a couple of things that it's always there, that we have this home page where you can play. That means you can play a quiz. Create. That means you can create a quiz. Discover. You can discover anybody else's quiz if you want, or you can discover the quizzes that were shared by another class. And Saathi Pro, it's like a place where you can do extracurricular activities. So this is like a basic. Then activities is what? Activities is your recently played quizzes, right? What have you done? What are the quizzes that we have created? Everything would be under activities. Now, my class is something where the clickers are going to come in. My class is the class where you can see the student list, you can register the clickers and take the assessment forward. Okay. And then reports is where you're going to see the report. So who will tell me if I want to register the clickers, where should I go? Should I go to home page to register the clicker? Now I'm going to ask you the MCQ. Option number A is home. Option number B is activity. Option number C is my class. And option number D is report. So teachers, you're going to tell me where will I go to register the clickers? We'll wait until 30 seconds.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, may I, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, will open the My Class. We'll click the student option, and with the student option, there will come an option of register or change the clicker.
Yes, absolutely correct, sir. So sir has explored the app and that's why he's aware. And I could see the chat box coming in that we have to go to My Class. Thank you. So when you will come to My Class, you will see your student list. So what if there's a situation where the students are missing, right? There is a few students that are not there on the student list, or you see an empty classroom. How would you add the students? So you will use this add student button. You will click here. There will be two things, single or bulk. So you want to add the student one by one, you're going to click on single, right? So you come here and you mention the name of the student, right? So I have the name here. All you need to do is select the gender and click on save. Once you do that, the student will be added. Okay. Another way to add student is bulk. So that means you will be adding multiple student in one go. How you can do that? So you can select this bulk option. You have to select the Excel template here. You will have to download the Excel template from Class Saathi. This is how it looks like. I don't think so this is visible. Hold on, I'll reshare my screen. Okay. I think this should be visible now. Can you see it? The Excel?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yeah. So you can see here, I have added the roll numbers of the student, the first name, the last name, and the gender. This is all. I don't have to add any other information. I will save this file, come back on Class Saathi, right? And I will click on this upload button and I'll select the file that I just edited. So in this way, I'll be able to add the student in a jiffy. I don't have to sit and manually add one by one. So you can see the name of the students have been reflected here. So this is one way we will be able to add the students. Now that the students are completed, what if the roll number of the student is changed, right? Maybe roll number 2, Ravi, is now roll number 26. How do I change that? So what we have done, teachers, we have added this button here. So you can see this button next to the download button that says reorder student list. So I will click on this reorder student list and I can see the list of the student here. And whichever student I want to move, I can simply grab it from here and move it across the list as per my requirement. Okay. So do you see I'm just moving the names here and there and I'm able to reorder the student. Okay. So you can, and let's say if I'm moving the student here and then I save it, you can see this is roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3. But if there's a scenario where roll number 2 becomes 3, right? The roll numbers are mismatching. So what you can do is you still go to register, reorder student, and you reorder the student list, you will get this reset button here. So you can click on the reset button and automatically the numbering will align. Okay. It would come in sequence like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So everyone is clear with adding student, rearranging them, correcting their roll numbers as per
Yes,
sequence.
yes, yes, ma'am.
All right. Great. Thank you so much for confirming, sir.
Ma'am, one more thing.
Yes,
How
sir.
do we add these avatar to the students? Is it already there or we have to add it?
So whatever you see on the screen right now, sir, these are the default avatars. But if you want, you can actually click on the student and you can edit the avatar from here. So in fact, this is a great question. So if let's say I want to change Aishwarya's face here, right? So I'll click on the edit button here. You see the camera icon and you
Yes.
will have to upload it from your this. So whichever you feel it's okay, you select and then done. So the name, the student avatar will be saved.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is also, in fact, we recommend the teachers to edit the avatars because if the students are, answering correctly, so you can also highlight them during the quiz and ask the student to chair for them. So it also creates a very positive environment in the classroom. So I think we are good with this part. Now let's move towards the troubleshooting on the registration part. Okay. So
Ma'am,
yeah, yes, sir.
just one more thing. As we have uploaded the bulk name of the students,
Mhm.
likewise, in the template, is it possible, like along with the name of the student, we also add the photo of the student and it will be reflected back in the class?
This is a great suggestion, sir. Actually, we are working on it. Like, we understand like manually adding student like images for all the students is going to be very manual. I will definitely take it to our tech team and product team. But as of
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
so that functionality is not available. We are working on something similar, but it's not yet released.
I would
So
really request, ma'am, if we can work upon it, and we will be really grateful for our school.
definitely, sir, I completely agree with this. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, so now that we are okay with this adding avatars and then adding the students, reordering them, let's understand how you can register the clickers. So everyone can see this register clicker button and you simply click on the register clicker option. Now, just to highlight, if you are using any Windows devices, right? So I'm sure with a Windows device, like you are using a panel that is Windows based or a projector that is attached to a CPU or a simple projector with a desktop attached to it, you will have to connect the USB dongle first, right? So before opening the app, I request you all to attach the USB dongle first, the one that you get in your kit. You will attach this USB dongle to your laptop first, and then you will open the app. When you open the app, then because it's since it's directly connected, you don't have to like troubleshoot it afterwards. So just to reduce your manual task, it's always better that you first attach the USB dongle to your laptop or any window device and then open your application. All right. So when you open it, you will click on register clicker. And the first thing they will ask you is they will ask you to register your teacher clicker. Okay. So you need to click on 3 here. So you can see, right? It's asking me to click on 3 and the teacher clicker will be registered. Okay. So now you can see, right? I'm pressing on 3, but nothing is happening. Can anyone tell me why?
Internet not connected, ma'am.
Sir, if internet was not connected, how would I be on this meeting?
Okay, over your screen actually it was showing, so I thought.
Yeah. So right now it's showing me press on the 3, right? On the teacher clicker. I have my teacher clicker. I'm pressing on 3, sir. But nothing is happening. So
Okay.
teachers, any idea what has happened here? Can anyone tell me?
Dongle, ma'am. Maybe dongle you have not connected.
I have connected my dongle, sir.
Okay, you have connected your dongle.
Yes.
You're saying press 3. You have to register the teacher clicker first.
Yes, sir.
Press 3. Not connected. Skip. No. Exactly. Did you press or not? I mean,
Sorry, sir.
did you press, ma'am? 3.
Yeah, sir. Look at here. This is my finger. I'm pressing on 3. You can see the red light also. Everything is working fine.
Okay. Ma'am, but if you only tell.
Sure, sir. But any other guesses, teachers? We do have like many teachers here, so I would also like to hear from them.
Ma'am, answer was not uploaded.
Ma'am, I'm trying to register my clicker here. So I'm trying to register, like because I need to use it for a quiz, right? I need to use the clickers for the quiz. Now I'm pressing on the clicker to register it. Nothing is happening. So what do you think, ma'am? What could be the issue here?
Nothing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
There is no switch in the teacher clicker also, so that could not be the point at all.
Great guess, sir. But this is very simple. Remember, while I was telling you that we're going to register the clicker, I highlighted one point that while opening the app, make sure that you attach the USB dongle first and then you open the app, right? So what I did is I opened the app first and then I attached the USB dongle. So when I do that, the app will not be able to detect the dongle that something has been attached or YouTube has been turned on. The app will not understand that. So right now, I let me share my entire screen so that you'll be able to see what I'm trying to do. Okay, so if I just close the app and I reopen it, and now if I click go to my class and try to register the clicker, it will work. Okay, let me just reattach my USB dongle. Let me try one time. Okay, it's so now if I click on 3, there you go. It got registered. So all I need to do is just close and reopen my app and just attach the USB dongle and then open my application and I'll be able to register the clickers. So this means the reason why I showed you this error is I'm sure when you are trying to play a quiz, you come across this issue and you might think, oh, that means the app is not working properly or the hardware is damaged. No, it's not that case. This only happens if we have some kind of limitation. Like, I added my USB dongle intentionally wrongly and I was not able to play it, right? So that could be the reason. So what I hope this cleared a fact that when the clickers are not working doesn't mean the clickers are damaged or something is wrong. It's just we may have followed a wrong step and because of that you came across this problem. Okay. So you can see my teacher clicker has been registered. Oh, sorry, I'll just restart the registration. So as soon as the student teacher clicker gets registered, you can also see the pop-up on the student, right? So in the beginning of the meeting, I highlighted that every student has roll number wise clickers. So the roll number of the student would be the clicker number of the student. So whichever clicker you want to assign, that student will have some kind of number showing up, right? And that number is going to be between 1 to 5 only because we have only 5 button on a student clicker, right? So we only have 1 to 5 button. So any random number from 1 to 5 will pop up on the student. You have to consider that number as an OTP and press on whichever number, whichever clicker you want to assign to the student. As simple as that. So this is roll number 1, Aishwarya. I have clicker number 1 in my hand. And which number should I press on this clicker? Who will tell me? Yes?
4.
4. Yes, Leena ma'am. Exactly. And what? How should I register roll number 2? Who will tell? Ravi sir,
Ma'am, press 5 in the second one.
where sir? Where should I press 5?
I mean, it will be the bottommost key, I guess.
Yeah, but on which clicker, sir?
And the student's clicker, ma'am.
On clicker
Oh,
number
okay.
5,
Ma'am,
sir.
just mentioned with the roll number 2.
Yes, exactly.
Ma'am, I just wanted to understand one thing. You
Yeah.
just using the arrow key to switch to the students.
No, sir. It goes automatically.
Okay, my God. Yesterday, I just did a laborious task. I mean, I used to click the student, open it, and then register it.
No, sir. See, right now I don't have anything in my hand, right? Both of my hands are here. I'm taking a
Okay.
clicker, pressing on the button, and automatically, as soon as it gets registered, it moves towards the next student, sir.
Great, 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 great.
Yes.
I mean,
So
this is the biggest, gaining I have got. I mean,
no worries, sir. This is why we have this session, because here in
yeah.
detail we are sitting and understanding all the steps. So it's going to make your life way more easier now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So yeah, teachers, that's how we register the clickers. And once you have completed the registration of all the students, it will automatically close. But in this case, I have to stop at roll number 5. So I'll simply click on done here and the registration would be saved. Okay. And if ever there are few students where you want to change the clicker. So let's say I want to change roll number 5 clicker. I will click on the student. There will be a change clicker option. I will take a clicker that is not been registered to any other student, a fresh clicker, and I will use that clicker to press on the button that is shown on the student. It shows me 2 here. I'll press on 2. The clicker will be changed. Okay. The same process I can do for any other student here. And I have registered this clicker for clicker number, roll number 5. So if I try to register the same clicker for another student, now let's say if I press 3 on the student, it will say clicker already registered with roll number 6, right? You can see here the notification that is popping up. So you know that you will not have to use this clicker, you will have to use the fresh clicker. Okay. Are we good with this registration process? Any questions, any doubt on this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. What about our rest of the teachers?
Ma'am would like to ask in the beginning that the when you were pressing number 3, it was not connected. So just
Yes.
wanted to know what was the issue at that time. I mean, what was the problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Great question. So the problem was, the ideal process to follow is you will attach the USB dongle, okay? Then you
Yes,
will
ma'am.
turn on the application. So I know this process. I know that our teacher makes this mistakes all the time. So what I did is I turned on my app, I opened it, and after joining this meeting and all, I attached the USB dongle later on. So
Yes,
when I tried using the clicker that time, the app was not able to understand if the dongle has been attached or not.
all right, ma'am. Thank you so very
Yes.
much. Thank
Yes, no worries. So this is like a learning for us that whenever you're using this is specifically for Windows, okay? If you're using it for Windows, make sure a USB dongle has been attached first, then you will open the app and then you will be able to use the app smoothly. Okay? Any questions on registration of the students, adding, changing the icons, rearranging students? Anybody?
Ashwara, I have a question. May I
Yes,
ask?
ma'am. Yes, yes, please ask.
Yeah, we are already using clickers in our classrooms now. So
Yeah,
now if there is a situation that children are being shifted to the other room for revision purpose. For
yeah,
example, A, B, C section are getting mixed, and some
yes.
students of A section, B section, and C section are being shuffled and then they are put up in the A section. Now,
Okay.
I wish to use this clickers again, but with a different student name and roll number. So do I need to
Mm.
register all the new students and fresh clickers?
Um, Ma'am, do we make the change in the same class, or do we make the change in a different login ID where the student list is already added?
Yeah, the student list was already added, but now the children are shifted to the other section of the same class.
Okay,
10B, one child might go to A section, another 10B student is shifted to 10C section for the revision
okay.
purpose. So how do
Mm-hmm.
you suggest to do the registration if
Mm-hmm.
required, or do you suggest us not to use clickers when till the time they are in these different sections for revision?
Ma'am, I think in this case, what we can do is we can give you a extra login ID. Just like how we have a login ID for every section, we can give you an extra login ID where you can give the student list with a combined students of different section, how you mentioned right now. So that we can add the student list and the sequence of the student will be accordingly. And you just need to register the clickers for them one time. This would be the most relevant thing you can do, because if you try to make changes here, so right now if I delete Aishwarya because Aishwarya has been moved to A section, the report of that student will be also deleted because the student is not here anymore in the class. So even if you add it somewhere else, it's going to be added as a new student, so the data related to the student will be removed. So that's why I recommend that we have like a separate ID where we create a student list and then we register the clickers for them. I hope I was able to answer your question, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Ashwara. Thank you so much.
Yes, no problem. Yes. So anybody else? Do we have any questions? Okay, I think we are good. So now that our clicker registration is done, that means our boring part has been completed. I know it also like a pro tip, right? Because I'm sure you will also say that registration is so tedious task. How should we do it every time? We don't have to do it every time. Once you have registered the clickers, there are few classes where there is problem with the network, right? So in those classes, what you can do is you will make use of this cloud icon, right? So this cloud icon is a sync button. What it will do is whatever changes you have done here, whatever registration you have done, whatever quiz you have created, any activity that you do on Class Saathi, that is saved on cloud. That is like saved on the internet, right? With the help of internet. So now what you want to do is you want to make sure it reflects on all the different devices. So that means if you create a quiz on your mobile phone, the same quiz should appear on your school's panel. So that for that also you will have to click on the sync button. So you can see here, as soon as I press, there is a loading happening, percentage is shown. So this means my data has been synced, is being synced. So when it shows 100%, that means it's been synced online also and offline also. So if ever the network goes away or any internet is not there, I'll be still able to use my clickers properly. Why? Because the data, everything that I have here is being synced properly. Okay. So this is our one part. And another pro tip I can give you is you have the clicker kit with you, right? and every clicker kit will have 40 students. So removing them from the compartments one by one could be very tedious. So what I suggest is remove all the clickers in one time, arrange it in in ascending order as per the roll numbers, in just facing them towards the roll numbers, and then whenever the number is there, you just pick that student up and register. I mean, pick the clicker up and register. So this way, you will have, I think it hardly takes around 2-3 minutes when you follow this. Hello?
I guess by mistake the person muted. So I have
No
muted from
worries,
my
no worries. So this is all about the clickers. Before I move towards our other part of the app, teachers, anything that you would like to ask, any questions, any doubt? Yes, Rekha ma'am, Suma ma'am. Okay. All right. Let's move towards the. Okay. So now that we have, registered the clickers, the second step that you usually take is you play a quiz, right? So playing a quiz, it has two different components. You can play a quiz that has been provided by the Class Saathi team, or else you can play a quiz which you have created. So first part would be, we'll take a look at how you can use the existing content of Class Saathi, and then later on, we will see how you can use your custom content. Okay. So to cover the first part, it's very obvious. To play a quiz, you will come to home and use the play option. We have two major features here, chapter sets and revision sets, right? So chapter sets, what it is. So chapter sets is going to be chapter wise questions. Each chapter is going to have 15 questions each, and these questions are added in such a way that they cover each and every topic of that chapter. So you can see this is the living world. And if I open it, I can find 15 questions here. These questions have been added in such a way that it's going to cover all the important topics of this living world chapter. Why chapter sets are important, how it's going to help you. So it's like an impact assessment. So imagine a scenario where, let's say you're completing one chapter, you have around 15 minutes in your hands to close the classroom, and before you don't want to waste your time, you want to do something productive. In that way, you will be able to understand whether or not the student were able to get the conceptual understanding of the chapter, you using this impact assessment, using the chapter sets. You can simply use it to gauge on the percentage, on the data, on knowing what are the places where the student needs help, where the student needs any information, extra information, just to see if you need to move forward with another chapter, or still you need to do a remedial class for this chapter. So this can be in aspect to different ways, and it depends on you as a teacher how you want to view chapter sets as. Okay, so I can give you like a different point of views on what are the things you can follow. But first is, what I personally like to do is, when I open a chapter set, I can see the questions and answers. I just need to turn this toggle on, and all the answers will be highlighted here. If I like everything, I can directly play it. But if I don't like any question, I can use this regenerate button and change the question here. I can regenerate it. Okay, so I can regenerate it. So right now I'm using a different classroom. That's why I'm facing this problem. Otherwise, you will have the regenerated button enabled here. And as soon as you click on the play button, you are taken to this quiz panel. Here you can see this is the 15 question quiz, and there are 15 points assigned to it. What I personally like to do is, before starting the quiz, I will instruct the student to make sure that they read each and every question properly and understand the options. And if they find anything troubling, if they don't understand anything, use their help button on the student app so that I will be notified that you need a repeated session on, or maybe another lecture on this particular topic. So use the help button so that this is what I notify. And we have our teacher clicker here, so you can simply match the button color on the screen and play the quiz accordingly. So you can see it's a start button, so I can click on the blue button. Okay. So as soon as the question begins, you can see the timer has started. So you can also pause the timer right by clicking on the circle, or else you can use your teacher clicker to stop the timer. We have this virtual teacher clicker here on the screen also. You can see green color has pause option on it. So if I click on the green button on my teacher clicker, it will stop the time. Okay. So when you stop the timer, you can ask the student to read it. Like I can read the question for you, or else I can use the speaker icon to read the question for me. And once everyone is okay with the quiz, I will, start the timer again. And then the student will start answering the options. So as you can see, as I'm pressing on the buttons here, the students are being highlighted as green, right? So this represents whether or not I'm getting 100% engagement in the classroom. I can identify who are the students who are not answering the question. I can find out which roll number has not answered. So I can, highlight the student and tell them to answer the question. And once you have satisfactory participation, once you feel like every student have answered the question, you can move forward in the assessment. So, and right now, this one point I want to highlight is when you have paused the timer, that no matter how many times the student is going to press on the student clicker, responses will not be taken. And as soon as you turn on the timer, you can see the time is going on. So now if the student answer, their answer will be captured. Okay. And also if the student is changing their answer, you will be able to see which student has switched the answer. So I know roll number 5 gave something else before, and now they have switched their answer to something else. So this is also something which I can understand from here. Okay. So as soon as the question I'm okay with the question, I can just click on this end question button, that is the blue button on my teacher clicker, and I get the class score. I mean the question score. So this question score is going to represent the learning outcome of that question. So let's say this particular question was related to a topic called as study of classification or something like that. And right now my classroom is scoring only 25%. So that means I will have to make sure that I repeat this topic one more time, because I think the lowest score for any concept can be 75%. The minimum score average, which is considered as the best practice, or some like a standardized average, would be 75%, because most of the time 75% for one topic will lead you to 100%, accumulating all the topics together. So 25% is not good. This particular topic has to be redo. I have to take a remedial class for this topic one more time. I can see Aishwarya is answering correctly. And I also want to use this winner button to show the students who have given the correct answer. So whoever has given the correct answer to the question, they all will be highlighted here. Okay. And I can also use the green button to see the statistics. And I can identify who are the students who are giving correctly, who are giving wrongly, everything I can see. So I know 5% of my class, that means these two students have chosen this option, and then 3% of my class has given this option. Okay, so this is going to empower you with the data, and you are going to understand like 8% of your class has given completely different answers. That means there is some learning gap there. So you will have to give them the correct answer, right? You'll have to show them what was the correct answer. So you can also do that with the teacher clicker. You can tell them the correct answer along with the reasoning of this question. And you can also identify why other options were incorrect. Yeah. So you'll be able to identify why these other options were wrong. So this is going to help the students who are giving wrong answers to understand why their option was wrong and why this option number A is correct. Okay. So that's how you will be able to play a quiz. Along with that, we do have some extra,
Excuse me,
learning.
Aishwarya. I'm
Yes,
sorry
ma'am.
to pause here in between.
Sure, sure.
Um, I want you to show me again
Mhm.
once the student's response is received and
Uh-huh.
you showed the percentage of the answer which was correct. How
Mhm.
did you get that like the first click which showed
Mhm.
how many were the winners, something like that came, no, after that? And then you went to the statistics. Before statistics, how did you receive that first slide?
All right, got it, ma'am. I'll show you once we do this part. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible to change the timings?
Yeah,
Of
yeah, ma'am.
timer?
Right now, I'm using chapter sets, right? So this is like a default quiz that is added in the application. So the timer is not, we are not able to edit the timer here. But when you create your own quiz, ma'am, you can make questions with 10 seconds, 30, 60, 120 seconds, depending on your requirement. So, but right now, like this is a default quiz. That's why it has 2 minutes attached to it.
In a same quiz, can we have different timers for different questions?
Yes, yes, definitely, ma'am. If we are customizing a quiz, right? If you create a quiz, you can make it in every possible way, ma'am. I'll show you that.
Okay.
Once we cover this part, I'll cover this part. I mean the quiz part. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Aishwarya,
Yes.
you can tell ma'am that questions can be also paused. You can pause and end the question on as per
Yes,
ma'am
yes,
wish. If
yes,
timer cannot be changed, but we have that free hand to end the question and go to the next question if class response is complete.
yes. So, ma'am, you don't have to wait until 2 minutes. You can start your timer. If everyone has answered already, you can simply go towards the next question. The timer will not stop you from moving towards the next question, ma'am.
Like if we are conducting a quiz for different classes or a different platform like IT quiz we are conducting, so we have to give the timer over there, na,
Yes, yes,
for applications.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. Customization is there, ma'am. Like you can add as per your requirement. But since right now I'm not able to show you that because I'm using a inbuilt content. That's why.
Fine, fine, thank you.
So, okay. So let's take it forward. So I've started my timer here. I'm going to start pressing on the options. Okay. And then as soon as I do that, first step would be I will close my quiz, but let's use the help button. So maybe some of the student doesn't know what is a unicellular organisms. So now they have asked for my attention as well. So I'll first finish the finish the question. And after finishing the question, you will see the teacher clicker will show a yellow button that says see winners. So that will help you see the winners. So I think Anuradha ma'am, this was the one you were asking, right?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Yes. So you'll be able to identify the winners. That means any student who have given the correct answer for the particular question, those students' images would be here. And then on the virtual teacher clicker, I can see that there are some students who are asking for help. I can see 3 here. So I can open it and I can view who are the students who need my help. I can address their issue. Maybe someone has questions on unicellular organism. Maybe someone has questions on the options. Any possible thing would be there, right? So you'll be able to help them understand the topic even more better and then move towards the next question. Okay, so it's that easy, teachers. You just simply need to see your teacher clicker on your hand and the teacher clicker on the virtual, like the screen. You just need to match the features here and play your quiz accordingly. So we'll play one question and we'll close this. Right? So I'm going to close, and then if I want to close the quiz, I'll click on this finish quiz button and yes. So as soon as I close the quiz, I get the class average. The class average represents the learning outcome for my students. So the living world is a chapter which is like my students are doing super bad. I'll have to make another, spend one more lesson with them, spend one more lecture with them, explain all the topics to them one more time, and then take it forward. Aishwarya and Anubhav may have some information on the topic, but what about the rest of the student? So you also can click on this view report option and you will be able to see instant report and you can identify where are the places where the student asked for help. Right? So you can see the student asked for help at this point and the student has given plant E as an option but didn't consider protesta. So that means the student doesn't understand the concept. What is plant E? What is protesta? What is animalia? So maybe I'll have to repeat the bifurcation or the classification of the kingdoms to them one more time. So things like this are there in your hand, teachers, and this is going to empower you to understand. So Lakshya is a good student, but maybe there is a confusion regarding classification of kingdoms, right? So you can help the student understand that better. And you can also identify on the second question, 3 student has asked for help. That means the topic number 2 is something that you will have to focus on. You can identify Aishwarya is the topper, second topper is Anubhav, and the rest of the student are still scoring low. So these things will be there with you. You can also download the quiz report in Excel and save it as one of your records. And this is how you will have a complete assessment that is going to help you with all the required data so that you can understand where the student are standing. Where is the understand like where what is the conceptual understanding of the student on the topic. So I hope you are clear with the purpose of the chapter sets and how to understand data while playing a quiz. Any questions on that part, teachers?
Yeah, Aishwarya, I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
one question.
Yes, ma'am.
You showed a quiz and we continue and end the quiz. That is all clear. I
Yeah.
remember in our one of the training sessions we saw we can pause the quiz. Suppose I have created a 20 question set. I don't want to complete all 20 questions in the first day class.
Yeah.
I wish to continue with after third question in my next class. How do you
Hmm.
do that? Can you show me? Because every time I close it, quiz ends and then it creates a
Uh,
problem. I forgot how to pause it. Please show me that.
Yes. So right now, ma'am, the quiz that we were playing that had 15 questions and we
Yes,
ended the quiz in between, right? So
yes,
all I need to do is go to the activities. I will be
yes.
able to find the quiz here. The living
Hmm.
world, 3 questions have been solved. I will click on the same quiz again. It's going to ask me if I want to start from beginning or continue. So I can
Okay,
continue the quiz. So now if I start, it's going to start from question number 4.
okay.
So that's how you
Yeah.
can continue.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So this is thank you, Anuradha ma'am, for your question. Anybody else? Do we have any more questions, teachers? Okay, I think Sushma ma'am has asked if any student is absent, then how is it useful for that particular student? So, ma'am, if any student is absent, the clicker will not be used, right? So that student absentee will be taken because the clicker was inactive. The student will be recorded as an absent student. So what you can do on your end is you can assign homework to the student. You can create a quiz and assign a homework to that student, or you can use our existing content and assign a homework to the student, so the student can also practice the same on the student application. So that will also help you to, get the data that revision that happened in the classroom. Was I able to answer your question, Shushma ma'am? All right, thank you. So this is our the play was our one of our important features. So before we move forward towards the create feature, anyone wants to know anything related to play option? Any more questions on this part? Chapter sets. Okay. So now let's quickly see how you can create a quiz. This would be relevant when the existing content is not as per your liking, or you want to add your own questions, or maybe we do not have the syllabus that is already added in your textbook, because you may follow some other curriculum and the existing textbooks are related to NCERT CBSE. So there can be like multiple scenarios when you want to create your own question. So here's how you can do that. You will click on the create button and click on the quiz option. And once you reach here, this is where the magic is going to happen, teachers. Now it's very easy for you to make questions. We'll go one by one. So first is you can simply use the manual procedure where you can come and say, like I'm just typing a question here. I'm just typing how many days are there in a week, right? So this is my question. And I'm sure all of you have a glimpse or a little bit of information on what Saathi Genie is. So Saathi Genie is our in-house AI, and the reason we named it as Genie is because, Genie, there's this magic lamp, Wala Genie, that helps you with your wishes. So right now, we also want to help you with your wishes of having your own customized content. So this can happen by simply clicking on the Genie icon. So you see a purple button popping up on option number 8. I will click on that button and automatically all the options will be added here. And you can see this was the question. Related to this question, I could get the option. But since this question was something I manually created, I simply have to press on whichever option is correct. So I feel option number 7 is correct. So I will click on this 7 button. Okay. And that's how I can make my question. And it's asking me if I want to add any image. Of course, I want to add an image. So based on the keywords on my question, it's going to give me images, and I can use that in my question to make it look more interactive. I can also label my question. So I can simply type here, let's say I come and say, what is this? This is my question, and the question will be saved. Okay. And the same way you will be able to add multiple questions by clicking on this plus button. And if you want to delete any question, you can click on the close button here. Okay. This is one part. Now, if you want to access our existing content, if you want to use question from the Saathi Bank, you can simply click on the search bar and the questions will be over here. And if you like the chapter, you want to filter it as per the chapter, as per the difficulty level, or as per images, you can filter it from here and click on the add button. The questions will be added. So you can see the questions have been added here. Let's say I still want some more questions. Maybe I'm going to find out related to kingdoms. So I can say questions are not here related to kingdoms. What should I do in that case? I can create more question, generate more question by clicking on this generate button. So it's going to create multiple questions for me. depending on so I can add those questions. Hello.
I have muted the person.
Okay. All right. So where was I? Yeah. So you can add multiple questions by generating through the search bar. Okay. This is another way. What is the third way? Third way would be using our AI Saathi Genie. Here you can use any web URL, you can use a document or prompt to make question. So web URL. So let's say I'll have to reshare my screen. So let's say I'm here and I come across a website on mitochondria here and I want to ask questions on the content that is given here. I can simply copy paste the URL of this link inside the Class Saathi option and then select the number of questions, select the difficulty level and select the difficulty level and then select the type of question and click on generate. So it's going to create questions for me in a jiffy and I don't have to manually do anything. I don't have to copy paste anything. I just, copy paste the content. I just selected the URL and the questions have been added here. Okay. So you can see all quality level questions have been added. If I don't feel like the questions are not up to my standard, I can always regenerate it. But right now I'm liking this question. I would like to keep it. I also want to assign points, like we have 1 mark, 2 mark questions. So I also want to make those point-wise question. So I can also assign points, 1 being the minimum, 5 being the maximum point. So let's say I want to assign 5 points to this question. So I'll get a pop-up. It's going to tell me if I want to assign all the question 5 points or just this question. So I'll say no, just for this question. And then I will assign all other question as 1 point. Okay, so you can customize it. I can assign, I think ma'am also asked me a few minutes ago that if we can assign different time to the question. So yes, definitely we can. So if I'm assigning 10 seconds to this question, I can assign 30 seconds to another question. So you can see 10 and 30, and then this would be 120. So you can create the question depending on how you want it, what time you want to assign, on what difficulty level you want it to be. This is completely customizable as per your requirement. Okay. And then we have this document feature. So this document feature is going to enable you use documents like PPT, PDF, Word doc to upload questions. Now, many a times a teacher will say, Aishwarya, I have created a document and I'm trying to use it to make questions, but it's not working. Can you help me out? Why this is not working? So this is the only reason why it doesn't work, is that maybe you have taken a photo of the textbook and you created a PDF of that. So since the PDF is image based, the content inside the PDF, it's still in image form. The app was not able to read it and that's why the questions were not created. So what we can do here right now is we will use a PDF to actually that has like some existing content in it. So maybe I can show you an example of this. Maybe I'll search here only. So I'm going to use a PDF. Yeah. Yeah, this one. And I'll open it. And I can actually select this, that I would like to have the same questions that are there on the document. Or I can simply click on generate. And the questions will be generated from the document. And I'll also show you the document that I was talking about. So you can see it's a simple PDF document that has question and option attached to it. There is no correct answer. Nothing has been added here. I simply use the PDF that has text inside it and the questions have been created here. I think our first question was that only. Height of plant is regulated by, and we have the similar question here. Height of plant is regulated by. The app has not only selected the correct answer, but also added automated solution why this answer is correct. If I like the solution, I can keep it as it is, or else I can edit it as per my requirement. Okay. So this is how you can use the document feature. Next part in the document is if you don't want to use your own files, you want to create a different document, you can download this button. You can click on this download button and you will get this template. So you can add your question here, option here, and you can upload it in the Gmail. So right now I'm going to do the same thing. And then generate. So now the questions will be added. Okay. So that's how you will be able to create question using your document feature. And last but not the least is the prompt, where you can simply come and copy paste any content. So if I come across a website and I think the information here is very nice, I have explained this to my student, I want to ask question just on this particular paragraph. I can copy paste it here and ask 5 questions in this paragraph. So it's going to be relevant. It's going to be as per your requirement. It's going to be related to your chapter. Everything would be as per your given syllabus, and still you will be able to get seamless questions here. This way, other way is you can simply come here and give prompt. Like I can come say, give me questions on mitochondria for grade 11 biology, and then generate. So now the questions have been generated. Yeah, there you go. So this is how you will be able to create questions seamlessly. Now, teachers, I know you must be involved in the process of question creation and everything, and it takes a lot of time to make questions. I know it personally, and it's a very tedious task. You have to make sure that you are doing it in full focus. But you can also imagine this, like I was just talking to you, and while talking to you, within 3-4 minutes, I was able to make good questions, good 35 questions, which is not a small number. And this is the power of AI. That's how you can transform your question. That's how you can transform the type of content you want to put forward in front of your students so that they are also reaching the level of competition that we have right now in India in terms of studies and everything. So that will help you also and the student too. So this is how you can make your, customize all your questions. Any doubt on this? Any questions, any doubt before I close this part? Teachers?
So, ma'am, just for a clarification,
Yes.
so whatever in the document we are pasting and all, it should contain only the text, not no pictures, nothing. Right?
Pictures can be part of the document, ma'am. But the thing is, it like if you have a image and you convert it into a PDF, even if you can see the content there, like the alphabets and all, you can't copy paste it anywhere. So the problem is the app is not able to read that. But if you have a PDF with images, like how we have in the textbook, right? The content is also there and images are also there. It will not read the image, but it will read the text given there. Yeah.
Okay, that can. Thank you.
Yes.
Aishwarya,
Yes, ma'am.
if I have the textbook and I am teaching from one page to another page, this I
Mhm.
had been trying from long time. yet
Yeah.
not happening. So
Yes.
how do you suggest me to take that particular page? Do I need to use e-textbook, and I need to select only one page from there, and then I have to do something so that I get the document in document form, text form rather than image form? Or what can be the simpler way of getting
Yeah.
that particular page?
Great question, ma'am. Right now, if you take any photo, then it's not going to be of any use, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can use Google Lens in that case, because
Yes.
Google Lens is
Hmm.
going to help you identify the text, and you
Hmm.
can, I think, if you save it, the text can be saved in PDF form also later on.
Correct.
I'm
Correct.
not sure. Yeah.
I have
So
done. Yes, it works. But images are left out, Aishwarya.
yeah. So for image, ma'am, you can make use here. So if you come here, you will get this pop-up if you add any question. So most of the time, the images are question relevant only. So you'll be able
Okay.
to find the images
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. Like you can see, this is the image of mitochondria.
Aishwarya, bio images are very easy, Aishwarya. Chemistry equations trouble a lot.
Yeah, I can understand, ma'am. But I think you'll have to save it on your laptop, ma'am. Like, for example, if you're making question, you can also upload your own images by clicking on this button. So if you have any inbuilt images of your own, so you can also add them.
And how do you add that label? Can you show me that again?
Yes. So let's say I'm here. I want to ask what is this part. So I'll just simply select and drag it, and I'll just put here. Or else I can simply name it if I want to highlight it. Let's say if I want to say this is ribosomes. Yeah, something like this. So you'll be able to move it, ma'am, from here.
After moving and attaching it, do I need to save somewhere? Do I need to click on save option, or
No.
does it itself get saved?
Yeah, it saves on itself, ma'am. You don't have to do it again. So
Fine.
you can see I've added everything here. And if I'll edit all my questions later on, and if I go to
Hmm.
the same question again, it will
Hmm.
stay as it is.
When the place where the question options are visible to you,
Mhm.
on the other side of that, you can see one enhance button, purple color with a lamp, a
Yes,
genie lamp.
yes.
What does
Yes.
it do?
So this is like also one of our AI feature, which can
Yeah.
help you make your questions little bit sleeker. Like for example, this is wait, I'll move this from here. Huh. So let's say this is first question. You will get this three options here: polish, localize, and rephrase. So polish is going to help you make your questions better. So if you're typing something, if you're creating questions manually, we do tend to make a lot of mistakes, grammatical, spelling, punctuation mistakes. So polish is going to clear it for you. It's like a Grammarly, in-house Grammarly. So it will save everything properly, make your questions grammatically correct, improve the structure of the question. Then localize is going to help you change the keywords, like change the tone of the question. So let's say if I want to make this question related to well-being, sustainability, climate, inclusivity, I can change the tone. Or else if I want, I can also change the language. So if we have around 128 questions here, 128 languages here. So you can simply come here and select whichever language you want, and then enhance. So it's going to translate the question for you. So you can also have, language related question. And then we have rephrase. So rephrase is going to change the phrase of the question. So if I say, let's say I want to rephrase this question, so it's going to change the question, rephrase it basically. So that's how, and you can save it. So the changes will
Wonderful.
be saved. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, no problem, ma'am. All right, so I think I've covered all our major features in creating questions. I'm sure we have way more features than this, and there are lots more part I want to talk about in just creating question. but we are short of time. It's already 5:30. I don't want to like extend your time also. So I'll take a pause here and we'll wait for you to ask questions. I'll stop sharing my screen. Also, please make sure that you are using the attendance sheet that was shared by Ranjana. She just shared a Google form. So since all of you you have attended this meeting, I want to make sure that all of you get your certificates, right? So to get them, make sure you fill that Google form. Yes, teachers. Okay. Yes, we have last 10 minutes. Any questions, any doubt, anything that you would like me to repeat?
Ma'am, it is a doubt related to report. Will you clarify
Yes,
now?
ma'am.
That
Yeah,
when
sure.
when we take the report, we will be able to see class score as well as global score, right?
Yes, correct, ma'am.
How to read that global score? What it indicates? What it is all about?
Oh, great question, ma'am. So global score, this is something which is grade relevant. So let's take an example of grade 6th A. Okay, I'm in grade 6th A, and if I see the global score, that score is going to be the score of all the grade 6 across the world, whoever is using Class Saathi. So it's grade relevant and it's curriculum relevant. So all the NCERT CBSE based grade 6th or all the Karnataka State Board based State Board Karnataka State Board based classrooms are going to show the global score. So it will have all the students common average, ma'am, global score.
So for example, if it is showing 73 or 75 like that, that means that is a score for my class students of that grade.
Yes,
Is
so
something
I'll
like that?
an example. Hold on. Let me open the global score for you. Just a second. All right. Yeah. So right now, this is showing me global score as 29% and my class score is 30%. So class score would be the score of my classroom and global score would be the score of all the grade 6 across the globe, whoever is using Class Saathi for grade 6 CBSE. Okay.
Okay.
So with this data, the purpose of mentioning this data is it is giving you the confidence. Right now, globally, if the student is scoring 29%, but my class is scoring 1% higher than the rest of the globe, it's an advantage, right? That means my student are intelligent. I'm doing great job. So it's that way, ma'am. So it's like,
got
yeah. We wanted
Got
you to see like a global overview of what is happening, what is the current average, and how is your class doing right now. That's the basic.
Okay. So it is taking the concept and learning outcome of all the questions we are adding, not
Yes,
only from the question bank, even what we are creating.
Correct. So if let's say these are I have played around 165 quizzes, and if there were existing quizzes or topic related questions that were asked, I can still see the global score of those quizzes. So globally for this particular chapter, maybe 40% was the score, but my class has scored 33. I'll be able to see the global score if it's existing. So it's going to be very... Yes, ma'am.
But one of the worksheet, there was no global score, no? That is also the worksheet which you showed.
Yes. So because that was like a customized question, ma'am.
That
was
means when
not
we are
related to
preparing.
any topic. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So that means when we are asking any general something like that, that time it won't be. It is a customized.
Yes. If you have seen in creating quiz, I'll show, I can explain the logic behind it. So when we create any question or quiz, you can see it is attached to some kind of topic, hashtags, use of nutrients in the body. So if this hashtag is common in a question that was created by a teacher and created by you, then you will be able to see the global score. If this is not present, ma'am, since like we have to put in one standard point, right? If this is common, then we can consider it as a global one, right? So we have considered that as a standard point, and based on that, rest of the questions get mapped.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It's clear now.
Thank you. Okay, do we have any more questions? Any doubt? I hope you are leaving this call by before that you're filling in the attendance form that was shared. That is going to help us give you the certifications properly. Otherwise, we might forget on the certification or some mismatch may happen.
Hi, teachers. We also request you to share your feedback on the chat box, or you could also share it vocally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to share vocally, Aishwarya, if it is allowed.
Of course, ma'am, everything is allowed. How?
Ma'am, you can also switch on your camera and share.
I am in traveling. I'm in
Okay.
bus.
No issues, no issues.
It will create more issues for you to receive my picture there. So I wish I just tell her that the session was good, impactful, and I could understand my doubts were cleared. I really request for some more sessions like this, and if possible, whatever you have covered now, if that can be like shown with the screenshot, for example, the registration of clickers, teacher registration. See, these are the trouble points which you shared, the troubleshooting areas, how
Yes.
to sort it out in simple. See, we don't need to depend on admins, right? The way you explained, it was very clear that we all ourselves are responsible and we can handle it with just the knowledge of how to handle. Only that
Yes.
knowledge piece is missing, and you
Yes.
helped us gain it. So it was very good. You showed it very slowly as we want it to be shown. Explanation was very clear. You repeated it when requested. So I appreciate that part. Kindly continue with such sessions. It helps us to look at minute details which we have missed or which we want to clarify. Because as and when we do more sessions, we come up with more doubts, and because we want to
Yes.
explore more. And continuous process, if you do, we will also improve and we can utilize the app in a much more efficient way. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your feedback, ma'am. Means a lot to me. All right.
Okay.
I think the teachers are leaving. Ranjana, please take a look at the form if you were able to get the entries there.
Yes, yes. So please, before leaving, please make sure that you have marked your attendance in the form that it has been shared. Let me share it again in the chat box. Make sure that the form is filled by every one of you who have attended, because this is how, with this form only, we will be able to share the certificates. Please fill out this form.
So also make note that this is the certificate for the module 1. So we have completed module 1 of Class Saathi. So we will have similar sessions coming up. So you'll have module up to module 5. So so it would be great if you can get all the 5 modules certificates with you. It's going to be a very good add-on to your experience as well. So I request all the teachers to fill in the response sheet that Ranjana has shared. She shared the form again. So it just takes about a minute. Thank you, Anuradha ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ashwarya, for this insightful session. And thank you so much for the teachers who have been actively asking the key points for regarding the product, regarding every feature. I think even for me, this was an enlightening session. I'm sure everyone is leaving with more new ways to explore and grow with Class Saathi. Right. So as we close, a quick reminder again to please fill out your form. We will be sharing the certificates to you by your names only if you have filled the form. attendance form, right? And thank you all again for being here and for your active participation. We'll look forward to seeing the impact that Class Saathi will have in your classrooms. Have a wonderful day and happy teaching. This session is recorded, and this recording will be uploaded on our YouTube channel and will be shared across to you with your over your respective WhatsApp groups. Thank you. Thank you.
We've received only about 27 entries. So I think there were 45
45.
Yeah,
teachers attending.
45 attendance.
Yes.
I think
So
Ranjana, you
another
can stop recording.
Yes, sir. Let me stop the recording.